on yet?
23 seconds in.
How many times have we started?
I forget.
There's an actual countdown. There's a literal
I
countdown.
was putting my socks on, okay? My bad.
What are you in Texas?
What do you?
No.
For the sub-zero temperatures of
I know how disrespectful to claim I'm cold.
unincorporated Dade County or whatever.
Podcasting. Join me. That's what I'm putting.
So, welcome to WuBro.
This is all the stuff that we got to do before we start go live.
I gotta start sharing it. I can't do it before we go live because there's nothing to share until we go live. There's no link to share until we go live. I don't know why I'm speaking.
Why are you doing Christopher Walken impression?
Awful Christopher Walken. Hey man, I don't do impressions. Okay. Have you ever been on Mike? Do you remember the story where I went on an audition once for an agent?
Yes, and they made you do.
Yeah, and he made me do a song.
Yes,
a bunch of different things throughout the audition to get an agent. He made me do a bunch of different things,
like tap dance.
Like a lot of things. There was dancing.
A lot. That was a lot.
It was singing and dancing, and then do a funny thing, and then do a dramatic, like, not a monologue, but he wanted me to be like this next
serious.
The next couple questions I need to be as serious as possible, whatever. And
they wanted you to dance, clown.
The last one was a singing, and I was outside the door, and I hear the little girl before me go, and she starts singing. Like, I think it was like This Little Light of Mine. And then, so he was like, do you know any songs? And I was like, yes. And he was like, I need you to go ahead and sing for me any song that you want, any song. And I go,
put it in my mind.
I was like,
in my motherfucking mind.
I was literally like, I would, but the little girl took my song. This Little Light of Mine was the one I had. And then he goes, oh, that's a good one. But go ahead, start saying, like, he did not. He was not
like, do it.
So yeah, so he wasn't letting me off the hook. And then after I was all said and done, like, I did it. I started singing. I don't know what song I did, but I started singing. And afterwards, he goes, the whole reason for this is to get you out of your comfort zone and to see if you're willing to do it. There's no reason for me to take you on as a client if I'm going to send you to an audition and you're not going to do what they're asking you to do, like the whole whatever. And I know me and Mike, we talked about this before. We talked about this at that time. He was like, no, just don't send somebody who doesn't sing onto a fucking audition.
Right. Like
no reason.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody goes, hey, do you have somebody who can sing? Guess what? Skip over Neri. He fucking doesn't sing. Like, that's not a thing.
Well, the thing is that you have to be marketable, right? Like, you have to be able to do some marketable work. So, like, if you can't sing, you're cutting the options down. So you're slowly but surely cutting the things away that you can't do. And the problem is that at a certain point, it's not worth it for them. You know what I mean? Like, it's not worth it for them to bring you on if they can't send you, because they make money when you make money. And that's kind of it. Now, my thing that I remember the most about that is that they made you do they made you do an impression, and you did a terrible Sean Connery.
That's right.
Impression.
Could we? I need a visual.
Terrible. First of all, it was not terrible. All right, it was a decent. Real quick, let's get to a comment. We just want to give a shout out to Brock. Brock Harris said, just wanted to drop by and say hi to everyone. So hello.
Hey, Brock.
Thank you, Brock, for stopping by. I will
We're also live on YouTube, right?
Yes, we're also live on YouTube. I will say that my Sean Connery is not the worst in the world. Or maybe it is. I don't know.
No, I remember that the way you presented it to me. Yeah,
I quoted The Rock. I said, "Welcome to The Rock."
You also did the fucking what's the dragon movie?
The Dragonheart. I am the last one.
The dragon
Yeah.
movie, Dragonheart. It's literally in the
The
it's
dragon
literally
What's the
movie.
What's the Dragonheart
with
movie?
the heart? Where he has a lot of heart. Where's the dragon?
Where's the heart?
It's
the
like
dragon.
the scene from Family Guy when they're playing Trivial Pursuit, and they give they give Peter all the Trivial Pursuit for kid questions,
Mm.
and they go, "What color is a fire truck?" And then he was like, "Fire truck, fire truck. What color are the big red fire trucks? What color are the big red fire trucks?"
What color are the big red?
So that's
like I saw recently there was a post online, and I don't know if it was it was like recent, that someone was like, "What's the gender neutral word for spouse? We should just be using that. What is it, like husband or hife?" And then someone posted underneath it and it was like, "Read that again slowly." It's like, "What's the gender neutral word for spouse?" Record scratch noise, modem logging on.
This post can no longer be found.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to show you a picture. Fuck, if I could only. I want to show you a picture of so a couple trailers dropped, right? And I wanted to talk about a couple of the trailers that dropped.
Yeah. What are we doing here today, Neri?
What?
Huh?
I wasn't allowed to watch the Cruella one.
Why?
Well, I told her let's not watch the trailer. I haven't watched it myself, to be honest with you. Oh,
I watched it. Here it is. I'm gonna reenact the Cruella trailer for you right now.
Mark, action.
And I don't know.
So I wanted to because I wanted to watch it live with the peoples, because I'm that's what I am.
We're gonna watch it now.
I'm on with the peoples. So we have a couple trailers to watch. One of them is the Cruella trailer, and then I don't know. I want to watch each one of these and then talk about it, and then be like, hey, this is what we're gonna talk about. So we're gonna watch it live with. And for those of you who are listening to the podcast, first of all, welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast.
My God, Neri, my God.
7 minutes in, but
7.5 minutes in. It was actually 6.5 because a minute of that was the intro music. But welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast. This is episode 299, guys, which is pretty fucking big. That's a pretty big deal. Mike and I started this 9 years ago in my living room with my daughter, who was just born, and he came over, and I was kind of surprised that he came over. I was like, "Oh, you're really here? Okay, cool." Mike and I didn't really know each other before we started.
We've talked about it, how it was literally like we knew of each other in the scene. You were much more established than I was, just like an open micer, and you were like, "I want to start a podcast," and I was like, "I have a microphone." Deal.
Yeah, it was.
That was it.
I said I want to start a podcast, but I don't know how to do it. And then Mike goes, "I know how to do it." Like, I said this outside the improv to a group of people. Like, it wasn't like I went up to Mike and be like, "Hey, Mike, I've heard you know how to do a podcast." It was like literally like, "I want to do a podcast. I want to get into that, but I don't know what the hell that's. I don't know about anything about that." And Mike is like, "I know how to do it." I'm like, "Cool. Do you want to do a podcast with me?" Yeah. That was literally the beginning of our friendship.
Yeah.
And then he came over to my house, and I was like, "Oh, you're actually here." Because I'm watching.
What are you doing in my house, stranger?
Weird. In front of my baby who was just born.
Wait, time out. You had never been to his house even?
No. What are you? Like we didn't know each other. We knew we saw each other at the improv. That was it. That was the extent of like our knowledge.
I will say there was one time that I don't know. I saw you were at work where I work.
So we went to I took a birthing class. Yeah. When my wife was pregnant with my first child,
and I was teaching it, and
I went. No, he wasn't. But we went. It was at the hospital. It was at the hospital. Why would he be teaching?
I don't know.
I don't. So we went to the birthing class, and this is so funny. This is how much of a comedian I wanted to be. I was like, my wife was like, "Should we take a Lamaze class?" And I was like, in my mind, I was like, "Yeah, I need new material. Yeah, fuck it, let's do." Yeah. Like, I literally took it just to get material out of it. And then I took the class, and I was like, there is nothing here that hasn't been said a billion times. As I'm during the class, I'm like, fucking everything here's been said. Yeah. Everything. Like, I can't come up with nothing. And then that's what made the joke. That's the actual joke that I actually came up with, was how I paid money to take to get material, and I couldn't come up with anything. That's the story. All right. So, anyways, let's watch some trailers. What do you want to watch first? Like, Cruella? There's three of them.
Technically, I was there when he walked in, so that was like the only other time I'd seen him outside of comedy, and that's kind of literally it started with us. And welcome to the original name of the show, Late to the Party.
Late to the Party podcast, because we were late to having a podcast.
We thought everyone had a podcast already back then.
9 years ago.
9 years ago. Now it's like it's crazier. It's
Late to the Party podcast. It lasted for 2 episodes, that name, because the hashtag was LTTP, right? Late to the Party. And apparently some other guy coined that hashtag and was super popular. So I was like, we have to change the name of the podcast.
Who was the other guy?
Some guy named Sean Diddy Combs, whatever. Because he had
Last Train to Paris.
Last Train to Paris, which, by the way, is a flop of an album. Fuck
yeah,
it.
we should have kept it. We would have been late to the party this whole time.
That's hilarious. I didn't even remember he made an album by that name.
Late to Last Train to Paris. All right, so let's see what we're gonna do here. How do we do this? All right, so we're gonna share screen. Okay, good. And then application window. No.
2010.
All right, so let's watch. There's 3 trailers that I want to watch today. And again, if you listen to us the audio version, we're gonna obviously have to cut this because we're not gonna fucking make you listen to the trailer. And this is the video form. So if you listen to us audio, check out our Facebook page. Like us on Facebook. Like us on YouTube. And then whenever we go live, you get an alert. And then you come on over and come on over, baby, come on over.
Yeah, no wonder you didn't get that agent for the song.
First of all, that agent didn't even happen. That agency was like, it failed. They closed down before it even started. So, probably
welcome to showbiz.
Grand opening, grand closing. 12 minutes. All right, here we go. 12 minutes. All right, so we want to watch. There's 3 of them. There's Cruella, there's Zack Snyder's Justice League, and there's the Mortal Kombat trailer.
Yeah, whichever one. They're all gold.
All right, let's go with the Cruella. Let's go with the.
You haven't seen that one.
I haven't. Oh wait, before I get even started, before I block out.
Hey, you want to show my face one time?
One time, I don't show her face, man. One time. All right, so the Cruella. Here we go.
Ready? I like how we can learn about you. What you're.
At the very beginning, I realized I saw the world differently than everyone else. That didn't sit well with some people. But I wasn't for everyone. I guess they were always scared that I'd be a psycho. Sorry now. But a new day brings new opportunities.
Oh, I want that coat.
And I was ready to make a statement. How does the saying go? I am woman, hear me roar. I'm just getting started, darling. The thing is, I was born brilliant, born fast, and a little bit mad. I'm glad that you're sorry. I'm Cruella. No.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, first of all, hold on. Let me stop this. Stop the screen sharing, and let me. Go
you
ahead.
can leave.
I
You can leave.
want to get your thoughts. Yeah, that's fine.
First thing, I love how you leave the window showing the thing like you're a substitute teacher who can't quite figure out YouTube on the overhead projector.
I haven't done this ever before.
You just expand the window like a regular time.
Yeah, no, it's just share. It just shares the window.
Save a PDF, old man.
But yeah, rotate a PDF for me, you old fuck. Turn, and then also like on the side of the screen, you can see those are your suggested videos, so we can do some psychoanalysis.
Is there pregnant porn on there? Then
no, but there would be if this
wrong.
was.
The algorithm is wrong.
So the algorithm ain't been built that can figure me out. But as for the trailer, do we want to like this woman? Why are we supposed to like her?
I think first of all, Patrick Colomban.
Where's Yolanda? I need Yolanda. Text Yolanda.
He says his thoughts on the Cruella trailer is like Cruella looks pretty dark and gritty for Disney. I agree. It does look pretty dark and gritty.
Well, it's like the Maleficent. Remember when they did the Maleficent?
Yeah, but Maleficent was like magical. So, like it was fantasy. It was like a lot of like, even though it was darker, but there was fantasy things.
But is Cruella magic? She lit her dress on fire.
I'm getting
sort of the girl
like,
from the Hunger Games. Yeah, thank you.
But that wasn't her. That was Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz was made of magic, not her.
Yeah, not her.
But
can we just talk about how the fact that Missy got offended that I was like, that wasn't her. I was like, Jesus.
Lenny, you put some respect on Lenny Kravitz.
That's fine.
But I'm is she some Descent into Madness vibes from this trailer? Am I?
Yes. I do get that, how like she wanted to be bigger than what she is, or maybe outside of her class, and she had to like do crazy shit. I'm assuming she killed somebody with that liquor, right? I'm assuming that she poisoned somebody with that liquor.
She's got to be, because here's the thing: we know that she ultimately wants to murder and skin puppies, right? Like arguably the most villainous of things that you could do, like innocent puppies, and kill them.
Can you just take a look at Neri's face right now? Because I think he's on the fence, and I want to talk about that.
Neri is not everybody. Neri is a singular being.
All I'm saying is,
most people would be upset.
You, first of all, big talk from someone who ate fucking dog and then went back for
second. Yeah, but I didn't kill it.
Big fucking talk. Big talk. I
didn't kill it.
It doesn't matter. But that's what I'm
part of the process.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, where do we draw the line? Like,
I didn't kill it. I didn't kill it.
We kill cows, right? We don't kill it. But the fact that we order a steak at the at the restaurant, that means that we're letting them know if you kill it, we will buy it. So where's the line drawn as far as what we can buy, what we can kill, which animal?
Oh, this is gonna turn into a complicated conversation.
I understand what Neri is saying. I agree with Neri. I agree that where do we draw the line? But also, like, I'm not talking about it in my terms. I'm talking about in the big picture, right? If big picture, you present to this woman for the past how many years? How long has the first
one came out? The animated one came
decades.
Out 54, I think.
Yeah, for decades, this woman has been just some crazy
61.
lady who wants 61. Sure. So 60 years. So this woman has been a villain, right? This whole time she wants to kill and murder puppies for just not even for like any reason that you like
wants to wear them.
Yeah, she literally just wants to wear Dalmatian fur, and she's been this crazy person. There's a trend in the last few years of like making villains redeeming villains.
Their side of the story. Like, I want to hear Cruella's side of the story. Let's hear her side of the story.
Right. But do we want that? Do we want to feel nice about her? Or do we want to be like, she's just misunderstood?
Maybe we don't feel nice, but maybe we say, I understand where she's coming from now. Just like the Joker movie, you don't really root for Joker, but you do go, fuck, I understand.
I don't know, man. Some of these fucking weirdos really did root for Joker. They showed up at the Capitol January 6th.
Whoops.
Shots fired at the Capitol. The shots were fired.
They were shot at the Capitol. Yeah, people died.
First of all, real quick, before we keep going on the Cruella trailer, we want to welcome in a couple people. First of all, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Steph Animator Senior is in the house. We miss you. If you want to join us, I'll send you a link. You can have a join.
It seems like Lady Joker. See?
That seems like Lady Joker.
No, this is I totally get Lady Joker vibes from this, where she's just like, I'm smart but I'm a little mad. The laugh is on point though. Her laugh was
Let me tell you,
fucking cool.
this casting is legit fucking good.
Yes.
Like, I would not.
Exact.
When I saw the fucking teaser poster, I had to Google to make sure it was real. I'm like, is this
Yeah.
fucking fan? Is this fan casting? Like, I had to Google it. Like, it's just great.
It's solid. And Emma
then,
Thompson's in it, and I love her.
that's what
She's
I'm talking about.
so
good.
great.
So great. Not Emma Stone.
No, I know.
Yeah.
And then so the other person I want to give a shout out to, Yolanda's in the house. Thank you, Yolanda, for coming in. She says shades of angry Harley Quinn, which is ironic because Harley Quinn's already angry.
No, but like she's got the split hairstyle that Harley Quinn kind of emulates a little bit. No, like that.
Yeah.
It
A
looks
middle
similar.
part, like a middle part is like
Not a middle part, but like
though.
the half color. I'm talking about the color.
Oh, right.
Like, what the fuck? You know why she brings up the part? Because now it's a new. I found this out recently that it's a millennial thing. Millennials are making fun of.
No, it's
or
Gen Z. Gen
Gen
Z is
Z are
coming
making
for
fun of
after
millennials.
Yeah.
For
And
anybody who
Philippines.
parts their hair, who does a side part, or was it a side part, Missy?
No, whoever. Yeah, if you're rocking a side part, that means you're old all of a sudden, and then you're supposedly too old to wear skinny jeans. It's like, I just like earned the right to wear my skinny jeans without fucking thinking about it. Fuck you. Fuck you, kids.
Also, who cares about you kids thinking about
Exactly.
like you wear what you wear, and we'll wear whatever the fuck we want. It
Yeah,
only matters to people
Pay
who
my
don't.
student loans, Gen Z, and we can talk.
Go drive stick shift, motherfucker, and then talk to us.
Rotate a PDF for me. No.
Like, we're right in the middle. We can make
We
fun of
are right in the middle. Nah. I think it's done. Like,
rotate a PDF. You shut the fuck up. You go drive stick. Like, we just.
but I do think this is one of those things that comes up every now and again of like forcing some weirdo thing and saying that everyone this age does it. You know, like there was something about
eating the Tide Pods like that.
not even the Tide Pods. There was I saw an article that people are doing implant like dermal implants for like instead of diamond studs or whatever, and I'm like maybe one person did that, and now you're like, oh, these fucking millennials. It's like, what are you talking about? Don't do that. But then now that fucking rapper put that diamond in his head. But
like
diamond.
Oh.
Yeah,
What's
he
his
put
name?
that. I don't remember. I don't know his name.
That's not his name, you bastard. Oh my god. Wait, you guys have caught up on you're all caught up on WandaVision, right?
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hold on. I don't want to get too far.
Lil Uzi Vert is the rapper that put a natural pink diamond between 10 and 11 carats implanted into his forehead like the Vision. It's supposed to be worth $24 million.
He's gonna get killed for that fucking diamond.
Someone's gonna Thanos the thing right out of his head. Like,
what I can see, some more comments here. They're piling up here. Stephen Mayer said we have to see Dalmatians or whoever is controlling do something super messed up to even side with her.
Yeah.
Like this is a hard sell for me to be a fan of. Like Maleficent, it's like a fantasy thing, and of course, there's like this kingdom with a powerful king and all these things.
Did you see Maleficent? That's one of my favorites, dude.
The first one was good. I liked it.
I never saw the second one, but the first one was legit.
Yeah,
like,
they show her as a little girl, and she's like a fairy, but then they it was dope. I thought it was
justice there. For
it's a fantasy movie
backstory, right?
Yeah, and then there's like literally a bitch. Damn,
burn.
She's got crappy cry makeup.
Ooh,
interesting.
Movie.
I don't know if that will be the linchpin that holds this all together as a film, is the crying makeup, but as a trailer, it does a good job of like tease. I mean, I'm interested in it. Like we're talking about it. But
I hope I can see it in movie theaters.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna make a comparison to what's that other? Wicked. Did you ever see Wicked?
I would love to have seen
Tons.
Wicked. I did not see it, but I would.
We like the fandom has wanted a live action forever. They just never come around to it. But yeah,
they should do Wicked like they did Hamilton. Like, why wouldn't they do that?
Because I feel like at this juncture, if it's gonna do that, like Hamilton, I think worked because it was the original cast, and like 90% of the planet wasn't able to see it because it was in New York and it was like a shit show to get there. And so, like, for it to work, in my humble opinion, for it to work, it would have to be the original cast, and I'm not sure that they would want to do that. But that's just my opinion.
That makes sense, but also, like, I feel like it's well, whatever. I will get to. We can talk about that later if you
I
want.
would introduce. I'm the opposite. I'm not a Broadway fanatic. So if you brought back, if they did that for Wicked and it wasn't the original cast, I would. To be honest with you, if they would have brought back Hamilton before I watched Hamilton, because now I'm fucking super fan. But before they brought back Hamilton, if they would have shown me Hamilton and they would have said we were only able to get Lin-Manuel, I'd be like, cool, all right, that's fine. Just because he's super famous.
Right.
But I don't know anybody that's in the cast of Wicked. I think it's that lady, the little small lady.
Kristen Chenoweth
and
Idina Menzel.
So Kristen Chenoweth is one of the godmothers of a Royal Caribbean ship. And I know this because they have Broadway. They have like legit Broadway shows on Royal Caribbean, and one of them was gonna be Wicked, and apparently there was like somebody like spread the word too soon before, like because she was gonna be godmother. Like she's gonna be godmother, and we're gonna have Wicked, and that pissed off the people because they announced it too quickly. They announced it before it was quote unquote official, and then they pulled it. And then they pulled Wicked from the cruise ships, and then they put like I don't forget what it was, like Hairspray, whatever it was. It was another good one, but
either way, you're like, I wanted to see Wicked.
Yeah, I was like, I've seen Hairspray. I want to fucking see Wicked.
The reason I bring it up is because that story is a alternate perspective on the Wicked Witch of the West, and then it's like, who's telling the story? It presents a different point of view. All of that shit, so. If this movie, that's the thing. It's a harder sell for me for Cruella than it would be for like Maleficent or.
What about Ursula?
I would love to see her, but because it's fucking mermaids, man. It's like not real. Like Cruella de Vil is a human being, but apparently she can do magic tricks or whatever. Like she's
you're really fixated in that one scene. It was just like a fucking. It's like a thing. Dress. Like who cares?
What is it? That's the thing, is it?
We don't know, but it could easily be chalked up to like, oh, okay.
No, wait, hold on. Let me explain because it takes two paths now. Is it a realistic thing, or is she just like, is it like is the magic real or not? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like if there's magic powers in this Cruella de Vil world, then the dogs why don't the dogs just talk, or why like there's like other shit that like
maybe they will,
because then it becomes a magical fantasy movie versus a psychological
I don't think they're trying to go that deep.
Well, then they shouldn't have put magic in the trailer.
I don't know that. I think it's the other way around. I think they are trying to go that deep. Why would you go that deep on a trailer if that's not what you're trying to do?
I'm trying to help Mike, but yeah, I think they are.
No, I don't. Look, first of all, Mike does not need help. Mike is fine. But the idea of like having like, because the second you have magic, then you can do whatever you want. We've always said that about suspending disbelief, right? The suspension of disbelief. Like, so if you set up the reality of the world that magic exists, then you have to explain why this one person is the only person that has magic, or everybody has some type of, you know what I mean? Like it has to be in the world. I don't know. I'm fixated on that.
That's always kind of like bothered me about Endgame, which again, I love that fucking movie.
Yeah, of course.
But the way they explain time travel and the way they dismiss time travel from like Back to the Future, I'm like, no, I don't buy this. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the whole it creates a path. I didn't like any of that. I'm like, no.
Well, they do the magical hand waving it's not gonna make sense, so we're not gonna explain it to you.
Yeah.
With because they make Scott Lang dumb, or he's just like, oh, what happens? And then it's like, hey. And then
it was a good joke. It was a good joke. They're like, you're telling me Back to the Future was bullshit? Like, that's a good joke. I get it. But in my mind, I was just like, and then they talked to the directors about this, the Russo brothers about this, right? They were like, and so this is the Russo's brother. They went through, the guy went through the whole question about like, can you explain a little bit more? Because some of it, you know what I mean? And then the Russo brothers waited for the fucking whole question to be asked. And then he goes, here's the thing, guys. That was not real. He literally said time travel is not real. So we're just gonna go ahead and fix it and manipulate our description of time travel to what we believe time travel is, and that's
Or what's beneficial to the story.
that's what he was trying to say, evade to, and I was like, yeah, I guess, but I still don't, like, in my mind I was like, I still don't like it. I still don't.
There
like
are
it.
some holes in that movie. I mean, I love. Look, you're talking to a guy who does a whole podcast about the MCU. Like, I love that movie. It's fucking amazing. I still get goosebumps watching the fucking
Oh, it's great. It's fantastic.
portal scene.
It's amazing. With the most amazing thing about the whole movie is how Mike doesn't nitpick that fucking movie, and he doesn't shit on it all over the place, even though it has clear plot holes.
It's not that I
other movies that
I shit on it. I'm gonna shit on it when we get to it in my podcast, because there are parts that are dumb, but the good is so much more outweighing of the bad.
Well, when you have a 3-hour movie, sure. Listen, all right. Stephanie says, to get through some comments here, there have been demand to film and release more original Broadway cast recordings of shows. Hopefully, post shutdown, they'll reconsider. And
Yes.
then Patrick said, did you guys ever watch the show Emerald City? It was a very underrated show based on a dark and gritty version of The Wizard of Oz. I never saw that show.
I heard of it, but I never saw it. No.
Patrick, I never saw it. But here's the thing that I'll tell you about Wizard of Oz and me. I've read 5 books in my life. 3 of them are in the Wizard of Oz series. And I plan to, hopefully one day I'll get to be able to read every book in the Wizard of Oz series. Oh, by the way, there's 13. So 3 down, 10 to go. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Wizard of Oz, and I want to know more about it, and that's why I want to watch Wicked, but I haven't seen it.
Was Emerald City a spinoff of that Once Upon a Time show?
No.
Or from the same people? It was on NBC in 2017.
But Once Upon a Time was ABC.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
So what I was gonna tell Stephanie Meyer Sr. is that if she wants to, or she or anyone wants to watch more like live Broadway show recordings, the Broadway HD subscription, like you can add it to your Prime account or just get it individually, and there's tons of stuff on there. Nothing like Wicked, but good shows still. So to get your fix.
I totally think I'm not a musical theater person, just because like I live here and it's too much money for me to go to some of these shows, or it's hard to get ticket. Like I can't warrant spending, like $50 on tickets, to go to a live show. Like
that's
for myself.
That's where your too much is?
No.
I thought you were gonna say like a couple $1,000. I'm like, yeah.
No. But like 50. But that's the thing. Like I've gone to see shows but like I'm not there all the time. Like I can't see all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna drop, but I'm talking about just from like me, and those are the cheap fucking Sky nosebleed seats, the ones that you get from like the weird broker that you show up ahead of time and you're on whatever. Like the real tickets cost way more. I'm just talking about like when I do go, I do it as cheap as possible, because I do enjoy watching live theater.
It's so much fun.
You gotta watch Hamilton, bro.
I know, but the idea
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy, but you gotta watch Hamilton.
I know. The idea of here's what I think they should do. They should do, like, have you ever seen those phantom events, those phantom things?
Yes, I love going to those things.
They should do that for live, like they should do short runs of original stage productions, and then have them be phantom events in theaters around the country once we open up again. Or they can do digital streaming like they do with Hamilton. They put it on to iTunes or Amazon Prime or whoever. And then they can do the broadcast of the show, because unless you're in New York physically sitting in that theater, it feels like it would also be cheap to do. You know what I mean? Like it feels like inexpensive to buy the rights to a stage production, film the stage production like you would a fucking stand-up special. And
they already do that, is what I'm saying.
Have you guys seen this? You guys heard about this?
Huh?
He equated musical theater to stand-up specials, and I was just thinking to myself, like, imagine the cast of any musical be like, have you guys seen this? Have you guys heard about this?
I'm not throwing away my shot.
Yolanda's very upset that you have not seen Hamilton. She's very surprised, I should say. Not upset.
I started like I've listened to the album, because before they put it on Disney Plus, I had listened to the album, so I feel like I got it, but also like I know I didn't, like I would want to watch it, but it's hard because I feel like I already know everything that's coming, and I'm like,
No, I didn't liked the album prior to me watching the production show because I couldn't understand what they were talking about. I was like, what the fuck? They're going too fast. They're talking too fast. And this is somebody who grew up on Bone Thugs. And I was still like, they're talking too fast. And then I saw the production and I was like, I get it. Like it was,
Right.
but that is really me. Like I'm very much a visual learner.
Well, I listened to it. I listened to, but I don't know if this is an ADHD thing or some other undiagnosed thing that I have. That I listen to music and I watch things with subtitles. Like I look at the lyrics thing on the app on Apple Music. Yeah, the lyrics thing on the Apple Music is perfect, is genius. And then the like on TV or whatever, I'll watch it. I watch everything with subtitles.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so that was the Cruella video, the Cruella trailer. Let's get to the what do you want to watch? Mortal Kombat. Let's watch a Mortal Kombat one.
Mortal Kombat, a movie that people were clamoring for. Everybody wanted a new Mortal Kombat movie.
You know, I don't like his attitude about this.
It looks great. I mean,
what do I do? I do full screen. Where do I go? Full screen.
Yeah, full screen.
All right, but that's. Can you see that? All right.
Yeah. Shh, me.
First learned about this 7 years ago. On a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive. When we got there, it tore through our unit in seconds. Superhuman abilities.
He lost his arms.
It had the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. It means you've been chosen.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world reference a great tournament of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation to fight for something known.
Oh!
I want
Combat.
I want.
These are your champions.
I'm Sonya. That's Kano.
I'm Liu Kang.
Name's Josh.
Roll call.
Kung Lao. Lord Raiden. The fate of Earth is in our hands.
No matter how many of my people you put in the ground, we will not fail. Kill them.
I want.
I am Sub-Zero.
Get over here! Finish them!
Kano wins.
Oh.
You fucking beauty.
I want.
It's good, right?
I want.
What? It's all right.
That's so much better than it needed to be, right?
It's I like the fact that I was like, and then I was like, it's all right. It's fine.
Wait.
That guy trying to play cool, like it's fine, whatever. That shit looked fucking amazing.
You know my favorite part in that whole thing? Webster's dictionary defines a birthmark as you was born with it, or what? Like every action movie has to set things up. I've seen this. I saw this trailer earlier too. It looks fucking fun as shit.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it looks like this is one of those movies where I will go into it like not nitpicking. I just be like, yes, give me all of the heart stabby flame dragons.
Of course, yeah.
Four-armed Goros.
He freezes my arms and then shatters them. That's totally fine. Yeah.
Violence.
Wait. A jet that's invisible. How many times have you put gas in it?
Man, fuck off with the jet, bro. That movie sucks. Stop trying to defend it. It's garbage.
I'm not defending the movie. I'm attacking your nitpicking. I'm not Have you heard me say it was good?
No.
Did you ever hear those words? No, I'm
No,
attacking.
the nitpicking. Nitpick me about something else.
Freeze the arms. Totally cool with it, bro. That's fucking awesome.
Nitpick
Guys.
about something else. The invisible jet is stupid.
Guys,
She starts doing fucking
Violence.
the fucking Naruto magic, and then touches this plane, and it's invisible. Get the fuck out
yeah,
of here.
you're right. What a crazy concept.
Yeah, what a
to
crazy
just use
world,
your
man.
imagination, Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, how about you throw a spear out of your hand that comes out of your palm of your hand? Well, that's cool.
Oh well,
That's fine.
no, because they
Fine.
did show in this one. It's up his sleeve. No, it looks like it's up his sleeve, and he's just a good ninja. He's not dead yet. Because Scorpion dies.
I might
and
go
then,
to IMAX to watch this. I might risk my life
wish,
to watch it.
Are the movie theaters open down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't give a fuck down here, dog. It's
But
fucking
they're
Wow.
empty though. But
Wild,
they're
Wild
empty.
West.
People aren't going to them.
Nobody's going to them, Mike.
Nobody's going to them.
Nobody's fucking going to them.
They're
You go
dead.
online to buy tickets. First of all, they do the whole 2, and then they don't allow you. They only sell half.
Social
Theater.
distancing.
So they fucking do the.
How the fuck are they open?
Here's the thing: they sell 2, and then they don't allow 2. They sell 2, and they don't allow 2. But you go every time I go to the website, all of them are fucking available. Ain't nobody fucking going to this shit. Like nobody gets. Everybody's like, we'll just.
I think the best weekend they had was when they were doing the private. Like they were doing a promotion in December where you could rent out a theater to watch whatever movie you wanted, and that was like the best couple of days that they had. But it's dead.
Can I just say 2 things? Wow. All right. So, Yolanda said, damn, that's on my list.
Solid reaction.
Solid reaction.
I feel that.
Julie puts, I can't wait with
Yes.
6 exclamation marks.
We got.
Can I just tell you that her caption and her photo are really in sync? I got to be honest with you. The I can't wait clutching pearls is really in sync.
That's exciting.
Heriberto says, holy shit.
Holy shit is correct.
But only 3 exclamation marks. Step
Yeah,
your game
but
up, bro.
I can feel, but 2 L's.
It's Holly shit.
That's what these conservative radio stations call Hollywood.
Holly
These
shit?
Holly shit elites are.
Oh boy, I wouldn't know. I don't listen to trash. Steph Animator Senior says
Yes,
this
it
is
is.
Expendables level fun time. Fuck yeah, bro.
good reference. Yes,
Give me all of it.
Chef's fucking kiss.
you were in the Expendables, right, Nary? You were in that one.
Of course.
You were that guy.
So he didn't get the part.
No, man, because he looks like he just needed to wear the hat that the guy from Dexter wears.
Oh yeah, the fucking
The El General, who has a weird accent.
the worst Spanish of all time. Piece of shit.
Wait,
Violent
I have a
Bob Bobby-
question. What if they do a reverse Casino Royale and they give you like an hour and a half of violence and then 30 minutes of a rom-com? I'm gonna be pissed.
Or like a card game for an hour.
I don't
That's
want
card
the rom-com. They better not give me any fucking love story. That shit makes me mad.
So Missy just watched all the Craig
The Daniel Craig last
Daniel
year though,
Craig
not just.
Bonds, and her and I were watching Casino Royale together, and she was like fucking digging it, and then like 3/4 into the movie, she gets a fucking love story, and she's like, "What the fuck is this love story bullshit?" She got so mad, and it's so funny. I was like, "But he loves her." Like I was the one dude.
I want
love
violence.
story, and he was like, "Kill this bitch already!" Like she was mad, bro.
Well,
mad.
it's different compared to like all the other Bonds, where Bond is just going around fucking everybody and not falling
That
in
makes
love.
more sense. If we're gonna nitpick movies, that makes way more fucking sense than him falling in love. Get out of here.
Invisible Jet, fine. Falling in love with the bitch you're supposed to kill? What the fuck? What the fuck? Get out of here with this shit.
I was mad. Give me the violence.
I like how Neri throws around Invisible Jet like it's of course Invisible
It's
Jet.
a fucking superhero movie. She's fucking riding the thunder.
That
She's
movie
literally riding lightning. Like who
Makes
gives a
no
fuck?
sense. If she's riding lightning, that doesn't make sense either.
But that was cool as shit. I thought that was the fucking coolest shit.
There are parts of it that looked cool, except when they showed her face because she looks like a robot. Kind of just.
You mean
the
CGI?
greatest, hottest fucking robot of all time, sure.
You wanted her to ride lightning for real? You needed that in the movie?
No, I don't think she's a good enough actress to have pulled off the nuance you needed for that story. And then that story was also bad.
What the fuck, bro? Put her in real lightning, for God's sake. You gonna CGI this shit?
Genetically enhance this woman to be a cat person so that you can fight for real.
All right, so where did
it park?
He's gonna go. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, wait, I heard it this way. I heard it.
If you put it on your chin, it goes farther.
Double lock. Yeah.
Old school Bond had a poison penis. Every love interest dies.
Yeah.
It's the Black Widow, baby. You want some of this, but you gonna die. Ooh, yeah.
Getting back to the Mortal Kombat, though, did you see Goro look like Goro and looked good? I'm thinking back as to like now you can actually do a good version of this movie.
Those special effects back in the original movie weren't the worst. I mean, they don't really hold. It's been 30 years. But it wasn't fucking hot garbage. It was like fine. It was just, you know.
No, I genuinely at the time, I watched fucking Mortal Kombat. They were great.
I fucking Annihilation was hot garbage, but fucking the original one was good.
No, yeah, that first one was fun. The second one made no sense, but but at the time to get a video game movie, then I hope that with this movie and with even I guess this movie, but the Nathan Drake Uncharted movie that's coming out with Tom Holland.
Right.
I hope that there's gonna whatever we're seeing, we're having now we comic book movies have gotten to where they're trying to tell. Old Man Logan is my perfect example for how good a movie it can be, but still be based at a comic book. Old Man Logan is one of my favorite. It should have been nominated for Oscars.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only problem that I have with Logan is that the rewatchability is not the same as the quote unquote more comic booky.
Right, because it's a movie first.
But it's fucking dark. It's oh
yeah.
Fuck. Take this emotional toll with you again.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the idea of having what has happened with comic book movies and seeing how many people cried at the Tony Stark Endgame moments and felt emotional loss when the snap happened. People who were connected to these characters. I hope we can get to a point where we can get that for video game. Certain video games are fucking good.
What are you laughing at?
Because your faces, you're just dead inside. You're
no, can I be honest with you? Because I knew where he was. So I did this ADHD thing when I do, right? Where I knew where he was going to say already. So in my mind, I started thinking about something else, but it wasn't unrelated. It just hit me, Mike. Mike and I, again, we started this podcast 9 years ago. And for years, we were trying to do, how do we do a podcast where we are watching a movie along with the audience, right? It took us literally 2 years to figure out, why don't we tell them, we're going to press play now, and you press play on your fucking version, whatever the fuck you're watching, and then we're going to do an audio commentary to the movie. Yeah. It took us literally 2 years to figure that shit out, right? But now we're at the point, technology-wise, where Mike is in New York City, Missy and I are in Miami, and with this fucking program, we could literally do a mystery WuBro theater while we're watching a fucking entire movie with the audience.
Yeah.
I just realized that right now. It just hit me. I'm like, why is it only YouTube? We could actually watch all this shit.
You could literally watch. You could share whatever you want on that screen, and the
not whatever you want. Please.
No,
whatever I want.
Whatever, yeah.
But
yeah, I forgot what I was saying that so you could even do game streaming through this if you want to play games. Going back to the video game thing. But one of the things about the video game movies is that so many people have invested hours into playing their own version of it that fighting games really seem like an easy thing back in the 90s. Mm-hmm. I wonder if people play fighting games enough now to really kind of.
Oh, there's still a big fucking following for fighting games.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, the new Mortal Kombat, they have so many added characters, downloadable characters. They literally have Rambo. I'm not even exaggerating. They have Rambo.
Right. I saw RoboCop. Yeah.
RoboCop. They have all these characters that we know and love from other franchises. other IPs.
Yeah.
And they brought them on. Mortal Kombat is pretty fucking. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of fighting games anymore because fighting games for me were fun when I used to be able to bring my friends over the house and we all used to,
right there,
and play somebody else. And now you could do it online, but I'm always, first of all, I'm like, like I don't know, like I don't like playing online because I don't like getting bullied. And by bullied, I don't mean like people calling me names. I mean people beating me to the point where it's no longer fun. I'm like, I don't want to play somebody who's like a 19th level champion, and I'm like, I just want to have fun, dude. Like, I don't need this shit. Like, you have all the cheat codes and you have all this, not necessarily for Mortal Kombat, but for any kind of online gaming. You're like, all right, bro, I get it. You're better than me. This is no longer fun. Like, it's
I play. Some of my friends play Overwatch and Apex Legends, which are these, like battle royale. It's like Fortnite or whatever. Apex Legends for sure, where like everybody, like the last man standing wins, right? So if you die, you leave the game and you got to go. Like, sorry, you're out. I have lasted literally. I drop, I walk out, dead. I'm not kidding. The next game, I spawn, I go out, dead. Because everyone already knows like every possible. These people play the game so much that they've gotten so good that I need to like if someone has like 2 hours in the game, I want to play them because then we're both bad and we're both like shooting up into the air and not at each other or whatever. Like I'm not getting like sniped by these liquid death fucking little kids that come flying through and destroy you because that's not fun for me either. That's why I play single player games.
I've been playing NBA 2K for the first time in years. I haven't played any NBA basketball game, video game in a while. Yeah. But I've been playing this one, and you create your own character, which is cool because in the app you scan your face, so the basketball character looks like you, right? And I've been posting pictures on Instagram, like, look at me, I'm fucking MVP of the Heat, right? But then you play like to get more shit. You have to play other players online, and there's like a street ball court where you go to or whatever, and it is. And can I just tell you that it's supposed to be 3-on-3 basketball, and then you go there and you just go and you just sign up. You get to get next, and there's 3 little rings next to the basketball court, and you get there and you're waiting. And then there's been times where there's been 2 people waiting, and I'll go and join them, and those 2 people fucking leave.
They don't like you.
They don't like me, and because they can tell like your credentials, they can tell how long you've played, how good you are. They can tell whatever your player profile is, and I'm just like. I'm like, I can't even not be the fat kid on a fucking video game. I gotta like, I can't even. My dude has a 6-pack in the video game. I can't even like my avatar doesn't. Nope. They're like, nah. You're wearing a brown shirt. We don't fucking like you.
Or that happens a lot of times when people get games against teams that they don't like, or like people do that a lot for everything now, which I do feel also like is like a form of cheating. But there are people who will spawn into games and then quit. And then so it leaves their teams hanging, and games have like gotten wind of that. Like they'll quit before they lose. So like they implement cheating rules. So like if you do that, like people have gotten where like, yeah, you're banned. You can't play anymore. You can't play on this account is banned from playing some game.
It's a whole thing. All right, so let's watch the next trailer. We're saving Zack Snyder's Justice League. So we're gonna watch that one. I like the fact that I asked you guys, like, what do I do now? I just make it full screen. What do I do? Like, I was still doing the fucking old man thing. Like, so how do I not? How do I
rotate this PDF?
Right.
The bell's been rung. But in the dark, among the stars, the god is dead.
I had a dream. Almost like a premonition. I think there's an attack coming.
My lord, this world will fall.
I need warriors. I'm building an alliance to defend ourselves.
How can I get teams strong enough?
If you can't bring down the charging bush, then don't wave the red cape at it. You were sent here for a reason. And even if it takes you the rest of your life, find out what that reason is.
He said the age of heroes would never come again.
It will. It has to.
We live in a society where honor is a distant memory. Isn't that right? Batman.
Jesus. Oh, sweet, sweet Jesus.
Justice.
I love seeing the enthusiasm in both my Missy and I's face, and then Mike is like,
No. It's not. I said I've seen this already. I'm not eye rolling it. No, I wasn't. I rolled at a message, a notification I got. I like this. It feels like a completely brand new. Yes. It feels like a brand new.
What we need.
I'm shocked because I've watched this trailer a bunch of times and I've watched the breakdowns and all that stuff because I got into it. And then like those like nerd channels that they go and like go frame by frame and break it all down. It is.
You got way more time on your hands than I do, bro. Like just like listening to you, like I can never. That's a 3-minute trailer, like frame by frame.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I didn't do it. I watched the video of the guy that did it, and then
no, I know, but it's like watching. Like I just listen. I can imagine that being like an hour-long podcast. Like we're gonna talk 10 minutes. We're gonna talk 10 minutes about the overall fucking trailer, and here these guys are going frame by frame. Like Jesus, guys.
Well, it's like like you go down a YouTube hole, but it was definitely like. In the suggested things when I watched the trailer, it was like, what does it mean? I'm like, click, let's see what is it, because it was like it was showing like literally how different it was, because I was noticing the same thing. I was like, this is so different. Fucking the Steppenwolf looks different. There's dark sides in it. They showed the black suit Superman. They showed all of this other crazy shit that hadn't like it's a completely
the
like
black suit Superman had been in the original movie, but Joss Whedon cut it out.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
A lot.
Yeah, fuck
for
you,
multiple reasons. For multiple reasons, none of which, the least of it is to say you fucked up Justice League.
Yeah.
Many other reasons to fuck Joss Whedon, but the least of it, which is still a big one, fuck you for fucking up Justice League, but also more so, fuck you for other things that you did. Anyway, so then then that was part of it, but so they just released a story today that Deborah Snyder was giving a speech or whatever. I don't know what she's one of the producers and wife of director Zack Snyder, but people have been talking about the reshoots about how much reshoots are there, that it looks like a completely different movie, and she said they literally reshot one scene for this. It's a 4-hour movie. She clarified it's going to be a 4-hour movie, and they literally reshot one scene, and that was with Jared Leto. One scene. They had 3 days to film that one scene, and that's it. That's it. That's all they fucking all the reshoot that they did. And then they added in Ezra Miller, because Ezra Miller comes in that scene too with the Joker at some point. I'm guessing it has to do with the fucking time travel bullshit that they're gonna do. And he's right now filming. Get how crazy this is. He's right now filming Fantastic Beasts 3.
Oh, right, yeah.
So the way they were able to do it, because he wasn't able to go shoot, the way they were able to do it is that cast, that crew was like, we will definitely help you out. That sounds like have them. And they set up a green screen. They had the suit shipped over to Ezra. They set up a green screen. Wow. And then via Zoom, Zack Snyder was directing Ezra via fucking Zoom while he stood in front of a fucking green screen. Wow. And Zack Snyder was like, do this. This is what's going to happen in the scene. Blah, 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 blah. How fucking bananas crazy is technology that you don't even have to be in the same room to be directed by a fucking film
But
director.
how amazing of that crew, or that I'm sure they charged and paid money and all that stuff. They got paid. Like,
All Warner
But still,
Brothers.
they didn't have to.
All Warner Brothers.
And,
Let's
and
be
they
real.
did.
oh, it's all Warner Brothers.
Yeah, because Fantastic Beasts is Warner
Right.
Brothers,
Yes.
and so is
That makes sense.
so, I mean,
Yes.
well, there's other studios that have helped out shit like that. There's other studios that have been like, yeah, I mean, we literally, we got to do is set up a green screen. I mean, you know, it's helpful and we're grateful, but it's not like it's not like you were like, okay, you know who
But it's
didn't
gotta
help
be
out?
interesting.
Paramount didn't want to help out at all. They're like, hey, we need him to shave his mustache for one scene, and they're like, nah,
Nah.
he needs a mustache for this character. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he cocks his arms, he needs that mustache.
Yeah, the mustache is key. Fuck it. I can't believe. What's interesting to
It's a
me is that
memorable scene.
yeah,
That's a
that crew, the crew that shot Ezra Miller must have been like, all right, we're gonna have to relight for the superhero, change the wizard lights, and bring in the superhero. You know, like they were like, what did you do today? It's like, oh, are you working on Harry Potter? Well, not today. You know, like
that's so I thought that was pretty amazing, but
that is that makes things even more interesting.
I'm so intrigued by all this because she said Deborah Snyder said, and she gave a number, and I forget the exact number, and I don't want to misquote it, but she said something. It was an absurd amount of CGI shots that had to be redone in 6 months. They had to be, and so when she talked about when they were originally shooting it, the studio wanted Zach to change a couple of character designs and blah blah and other stuff there, and I don't think she definitely didn't give any names, but she said that when they gave him the green light to do his version, he went back to the original, like, no, this is what I wanted the character to look like.
Right.
And I'm thinking that was Steppenwolf.
No, absolutely. He looks totally different.
Yeah, totally different.
The one they released in the theaters, it looks like a PlayStation 1 cutscene. Like he's like, you know, like, you know, and he's got like that smooth face. You know
I didn't like. I've gone on record before. I liked the theatrical release of Justice League. Liked it, didn't love it, wasn't like whatever. I liked it. I thought it was fine. But when you watch every single one of Zack Snyder's films, and then you go watch Justice League, the theatrical cut, you go, no, this was not.
Something's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, this one of these things is not like the other, and it's clear as fucking day. But I'm very excited for it, man. I'm very excited that a director got his own version, had to release the fucking version that he wanted to release, the version that he was told he was gonna get to release.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
That's wild. I'm curious. This movie has. I will agree with you. I liked Justice League. I didn't hate it with that the way that other people hated it, but it also was because it was just like I lowered my expectations for it. This thing has got my hopes up again.
Lowered expectations.
God, that's so funny.
There was very few Aquaman shots in this, so I'm curious to know. Missy's a huge Aquaman fan, so that's what I'm telling.
She's a huge Jason Momoa's body fan.
No, I actually think
I'm a big Jason Momoa body fan.
Well,
Missy likes Aquaman.
In my defense, I've been a fan of his since he was in Baywatch Hawaii. So it's been a while. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon just because he looks fucking phenomenal in Aquaman. But I am excited to experience that scene again for the first time. I'm looking forward to that.
The where he takes the thing off
coming out of the water and going right back in. Yes, please.
I mean, it because this all takes place before Aquaman. Like Aquaman comes after this, no?
Yeah. Aquaman, yes, the first.
So this changes how. Right, like I'm trying to remember the timeline of Aquaman because it shows him as a little kid.
This happens. This happens before Aquaman because in Aquaman, Merida brings up the fact that you defeated Steppenwolf. Like,
right.
Is he putting a cameo in this movie?
I mean,
in this cut,
I'd rather have.
I mean, I could do it if they need somebody.
Yeah.
Gotta cancel a few things, and I'm on my way.
Yolanda says Neri is singing and dancing tonight.
You are,
which is very different than the yawning that I was doing last episode. Yolanda was very quick to point out, Neri, stop yawning and drink some fucking coffee because I was yawning. So Mike is a little delayed. Look, he's catching up. Do you see?
There he is.
Um,
you flashed it right now, like did a flash.
I did. Well, that's
Ezra
because then
Miller, that's what Ezra Miller's doing.
because wasn't Flashpoint Paradox like the new Flash movie is supposed to take place based on the Snyder cut now, right?
I've never heard. I haven't heard it. I don't know if
Because
that
they just started shooting again.
I don't know if the Snyder cut is going to change anything else because they've said that he's not on slate to direct anything else for DC right now.
Not that he's on set, but like the
On
Flash.
set. He's not scheduled. He's not scheduled to direct anything else.
But the Flash just started filming, like actually shooting. What my curiosity is, how much of the Flash's script changed in between when the theatrical release came out versus the Snyder.
How is the Flash filming when he's still filming Fantastic Beast?
They just started shooting. Maybe they're not shooting his scenes.
Oh, maybe they're doing like that fucking exterior or the other bullshit.
Whatever, you know how like they take forever. We're all Hollywood insiders here. You know how it is.
Yeah.
No, but right. My curiosity is now, what is the ripple effect that this has in terms of like the slate of movies that are supposed to be coming? Because if this does really well, and HBO Max gets like a ton of people watching it, which they will, obviously,
Mike started looking for fucking HBO Max members to fucking give passwords out.
I was about to pay for it. I really, I was like, hey, somebody hook me up.
Mike is like,
really?
Mark was here and I've yet to find somebody. Can somebody help me out with this fucking
password? Well, because I'll tell you this, because I don't want to pirate things anymore, right? Like I really don't. I feel like, you know what, it's not good for me to do that. And then it's also like I would have. So what's happening? A lot of these online streaming companies are dealing with is called churning. So a lot of people are signing up for a month, they'll cancel it, and then they'll switch to Netflix. Like when Stranger Things comes out,
Game of Thrones. I was 5 seasons late to Game of Thrones.
Right.
But when I finally did catch up, and it was like season 5 or whatever, season 6 or whatever it was. I waited to like the last 4 episodes aired. Like I waited however many episodes that season had. I waited till there was only 4 left, and then I would sign up for the free 30 days of HBO.
Right.
And then fucking watch the whole season and then cancel immediately.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but that like it's
input an email address and create a password. Yeah, I guess.
Well, I don't know about the free trial, but if you just sign up for it and then cancel it, like. Because the way the Apple subscriptions work is that you can sign up for it today, cancel it today, and then it goes away at the end of so you don't forget.
You're canceling your auto renew.
Exactly.
You're not canceling the subscription.
Exactly. So a lot of those services who are doing it through Apple, like with HBO Max and not Amazon Prime,
CBS.
but,
there's a bunch of
CBS All Access, like. Sure. I'll get it for a month to watch Star Trek Discovery because it looks cool, or the Picard show. But but I'm gonna hold on to Disney Plus because they're doing the weekly release, which is again why I think the weekly release thing is smarter. Like they have a weekly Marvel movie coming out, a Marvel thing coming out for the rest of the year. You know what I mean? Like they're got exactly. Look at how excited you are. They got people hooked on that weekly release thing again. And the thing is that people are gonna start maybe getting rid of like I need to pay for fucking Hulu. I don't need to pay for Netflix. Well, whatever. I'll when Stranger Things drops, I'll pay for it again.
Yeah, but I don't know that that'll happen with Hulu because Hulu and Disney are like you can bundle.
That's what I have Hulu bundled with Disney. I did that specifically because it's cheaper. Like, I mean, it's just the cheapest way to do any of these things.
I'm paying $3 a month for Disney Plus
because of the.
No, because I pre-ordered Disney Plus before it came out, and I paid. I forgot what it was, but it was for 3 years, and then I paid for 1 month, and they give you 2 years free. I pre-ordered fucking Disney Plus like before, and people were like, "I ain't."
You paid for the full years?
I paid for the full year ahead of time, and they gave me 2 free years. So divided by whatever I paid,
yes,
I think it was like $40 or $60 or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, it was not a lot.
Like, when you did it was a lot. But when you did the fucking math for 3 years, it was like $3 a month. I was like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, all right. And it's not like you weren't gonna get like Disney Plus. Like that's one of those things.
Yeah, I'm an asshole. I'm not gonna get fucking Disney Plus over here. Huh?
Yeah. like that's the thing is that now with HBO Max and like the fucking quarantine, like Marvel is leaning into the like Kevin Feige's like on record is saying like online streaming is like the future of everything. We need to be able
that's
to.
Scorsese.
Yeah, Scorsese wrote another thing that was like so stupid.
Oh,
I mean,
yelling at clowns.
oh, rotate my PDF. The Scorsese. I'm gonna tweet that at Martin Scorsese. What you know. But then it's his PR person's gonna be like, what? Click, delete.
His PR person's gonna be like, what's a PDF?
Yeah.
Even his PR people are old as fuck.
Yeah. Is that a fax? Is that a type of fax?
Like, what's a PDF?
But then like so Warner Brothers has struggled, I think, with the DC online service that they had that is gone, where that had Titans and it had
good shows. It was good shows, but
they're good. I didn't like Titans so much, but the Doom Patrol is great and weird. I love it.
It's very weird. And the Cloak and Dagger one was fucking
it was pretty good.
Marvel. That's Marvel, right? Is that Marvel?
Yeah, it's that Cloak and Dagger, but that was also on like what
Sci-fi.
FX? It was on FX where Legion was on. Legion was also
Krypton
good.
was fucking good too. Krypton. That was
Krypton was good too.
Yeah,
but like the fact that it's disparate and it's all spread out, them putting it all under the HBO Max umbrella is going to help them, honestly, because there's no way that I'm going to pay for 16 different things.
Well, but here's the thing. I was late to watching Krypton because it was on Sci-Fi. I'm like, I'm not fucking watching Sci-Fi. Who the fuck is on Sci-Fi? Like, what else is on Sci-Fi?
I had the app. So I also have T-Mobile has a thing that's called Binge On. So I'm at the hospital all the time. So on my breaks, I end up watching stuff on my breaks, and the Wi-Fi there sucks. So I have to use my cell service, but T-Mobile has Binge On, so like certain things don't count against your data. Like I have an old ass plan, I pay like almost nothing, and I started looking for shows on like the CW app.
Mike is still on rollover minutes. He's like, no, I rolled over some minutes from January.
My plan originally, it doesn't exist in the system, had Fave Fives. The plan I am still on. I'm still on it. Still on it. It doesn't have it anymore. It's like unlimited everything, but
I used to
like
have
5
that
gigs of data.
T-Mobile 15 years ago.
Oh my god!
I've had the same number since 1999.
Mike is gonna put me on his top 8. That's gonna be a big deal.
Okay, can we talk about how good MySpace is for now?
That's how I met my wife. What the fuck? I love MySpace.
But now, like if you go back on it now, it feels like we should move back. Can we move back as a people?
You know, Oni Perez.
I don't know, Moses. Do you want to lead the nation?
Our friend Oni Perez had a good one, where he talked about. He's like, everybody loved MySpace. We were all enjoying ourselves, and then one day, everybody just got up and decided, no, we're leaving. We're going to Facebook, and there was no reason. There wasn't like something bad happened at MySpace or fucking somebody, an executive.
Nobody got canceled.
Nobody got canceled, but it was like this was 1,000 years ago, and they were like, everybody just got up and goes, "Now we're no longer on MySpace." Like what?
It was hotness.
No, it just happened. We just all got up and left. All right, let's go to Are We the Asshole? Am I the Asshole?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mike, can you read the one that we sent?
Let's see
in the chat.
Oh, what's this? You don't want to talk about the article?
Well, the article I wanted to post on the screen because I thought it was funny, but I think the time's passed.
Yeah, the time has passed. Yeah. Okay.
Great. Am I the asshole? Yeah.
Boing, boom. This week on Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for making my husband stay in the basement? End of sentence. No, that's the whole thing.
Well, you decide.
Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. My husband likes to go to strip clubs. Under normal circumstances, he would go between every couple months. He would go between every couple months to a few times a month. I've never really liked the idea of him looking at women like that, but I understand he has a hard job and needs to get away and unwind sometimes. I don't. Wow. Hook, line, and sing. I don't complain or try to stop him going, and I know it's not the same as cheating, so it's not usually an issue. The last year my what is this? The last year the strip clubs have mostly whatever. The last year the strip clubs have mostly been closed because of COVID. Okay. It's been a stressful time for all of us, and lately my husband has been even more irritable than usual. 2 nights ago, I'm not done. 2 nights ago, my son's was my son's 21st birthday. With everything being closed, we didn't have much of a celebration, but my husband said he and my son could use it for some father-son time. I had to work overnight at the hospital, so I left them to their own devices. When I came up through the garage coming home, I noticed the basement den smelled like alcohol. We have a bar in the basement den, but normally my husband doesn't use it unless we have guests over. When I went to bed, I asked my husband, and he said he and my son just hung out downstairs playing games and having drinks to celebrate his birthday. Later, when I was out in the yard, my next door neighbor asked me how the party was last night. Busted. I didn't know what to say, and I think she could see I looked confused, so I awkwardly excused myself and went to confront my son instead. I asked him about the night before, and he also said nothing happened, but eventually gave in and admitted my husband and some of my husband's friends came over the night before to have some drinks with him for his birthday. He didn't want to talk to me anymore after that. Okay. I told my husband that my son told me what happened the night before, and he ended up admitting that he and his friends had brought a stripper into the house for our son's birthday. He kept saying it wasn't a big deal. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. He kept saying it wasn't a big deal and that nothing happened and they didn't even do anything. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Yeah. That's like the ultimate non-excuse. Nothing happened.
No, it's not a big deal.
He said this was something that he and his son had wanted to do for a long time, and I was trying to take away his chance to bond with his son and be a man. Oof. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just blew up with rage and said that if that's what he wants to do in our basement, that he can just stay in the basement from now on. I told him I didn't even want to look at him. At that point, he left and said he was going to stay with a friend until I came to my senses. He hasn't been back, and my son hasn't spoken to me since. I know they're both grown men, and they can do this.
How long since?
2 nights ago.
Oh, okay.
My brother's son's birthday.
Okay.
So it's been like a day. Not to diminish this poor woman. I know they're both men and they can do this sort of thing if they want, but I just felt kind of hurt, like they were rubbing it in my face by doing it in our home. I may have overreacted, but part of me is still mad. Am I the asshole? This poor woman.
All right, so we get a couple comments before we get into that. We got a couple comments. All right. Let me see. Vanessa says leaving them to their own device was her first mistake. Okay.
Oh, first mistake was marrying this guy.
Victim blaming. All right.
Yeah.
Yolanda says not cheating. Yeah, right. And Clinton said blowjobs wasn't sex.
Well,
there's an argument.
There's a good argument. I will
Look
say
at the
this.
guys. They're like, wait a minute.
No. What I'm saying is that so we've somehow established, we've sort of established this rule that if it's not written on the page as what this lady said, we're speculating, right? So according to this, I don't believe it at all. But according to what this guy said, is that they just had the stripper over, and here's the thing: I'm more concerned about the people in the house bringing COVID in than I am about whether or not this guy got his dick sucked by a stripper. There's a reason the strip clubs are closed. You dumbass.
All right, so I will say this. Well, first of all, Stephanie Mayer Sr. says this woman is so not.
Oh yeah, this has white lady written all over it.
And yeah, the fact that she talks to her neighbors already fucking not
a red flag
already. And Vanessa agrees with Stephanie. So here's the thing: I find a couple things very creepy. I don't know if she's the asshole, but I will say this: I don't I don't ever want to go to a strip club with my son. I love my son, and I hope we're
That's so weird.
and I hope we're friends, and I hope we're all good.
Yeah.
And I'll go as far as saying this: I wouldn't mind paying for his lap dance or paying for his first lap dance as like a rite of passage type of weird way. I don't want to be in the room, and I definitely don't want to enjoy, quote unquote, a stripper while my son watches. I don't want that image in my son's head of another woman rubbing. I don't want the image of his mother rubbing up on me in his head, much less another woman rubbing up on me. So I think that whole like, oh, we're bonding and we're going to a strip club, even if it was a strip club, forget about the fact that it's his house. Like I don't. I'm not a fan.
Bullshit.
It's
This
a
whole
very-
woman's house is built on a house of cards of lies.
Yeah, you sit on a throne of
You
lies.
sit on a throne of lies, because literally he likes to go to strip clubs, and then he's like, he's got a stressful job. Like she like makes excuses.
There
for
are
it.
tons of hobbies that don't involve
Yeah.
fucking women rubbing. Like
I'm fine. Look, here's
He's being a
not the
man.
asshole.
Fuck.
I'm going
He's
to
not
go
the
both ways.
asshole.
I'm going to go both ways on this. I don't think it's wrong if he does go to strip clubs on a normal pre-COVID time.
No. If it's already an established rule within the relationship that's fine. That's not
Right.
That's not why he would be the asshole in this scenario.
I like the fact that both Mike and I decided to nod our heads in agreement.
Mhm.
Very, that was it.
The
If that's
rules
already
have been
the foul, then
established.
That's not a foul. That's not the that's
Yeah.
not where the foul
So
happens.
I don't mind the fact that he goes to a strip club. She obviously doesn't like it, and she should have said so years ago, apparently, because it obviously bothers her. Like, forget about the fact that this is in her house now, and pre-COVID times, it already bothered her.
Yeah.
She didn't like it, and she should have spoken up then. Like, hey, I don't like this. And when she said, I know it's not the same as cheating, here's the thing. Bill Burr, Robert Kelly, and Joe List wrote a book called Cheating, right? Or Cheaters or something like that.
Mhm.
And it's a comedy book, but it's based upon like a bunch of stories of like either them or people that
Based on a novel pushed by Sapphire.
by Sapphire. But I didn't read the whole book, but I did read the first couple chapters, and the beginning of the book was very interesting. They said cheating is like, because you got to establish what cheating is in your own relationship. And to some women, their guy watching porn without them is cheating. And if those are the parameters that are set, then that's it. That's where the boundary is. So when she says strip clubs isn't the same as cheating, it's like, well, it pretty much is to you, because you.
If it is to you, it's cheating. Yeah.
Yeah. Do I think it's cheating? No. Would I be in a relationship with a woman who's like, you can't go to strip clubs? I don't even like going to strip clubs. I'm being honest. I really don't like going to strip clubs. We talked about this in a couple podcasts ago. I don't like spending money on shit that I'm like, no, I'm fucking broke. This is like, in my mind, I'm always like, this is not worth this transaction. This is not worth it.
Like me with the theater tickets, more than $50. No
Yeah.
way.
Exactly. Like fucking,
Same.
So I will say that. So I don't think this woman is the asshole, but I don't think the guy's really the asshole either.
I think she's kind of an asshole for letting it go this far and not standing up for herself. Like,
I don't know.
Like
yeah.
I it's not that she's an asshole, but it's like, why you don't have to have you have not have had to been putting up with this if you didn't want to. You could just say something. And if the guy gives you shit about it, then that's not the guy for you. You know what I mean? Like, if like communication. I imagine these people, like her son's 21, so I imagine they have to be at least 21 years older than him. You know what I mean? Like I always do that, like double the age. Or like at least 20 average. Latino rules are different. But like however much older the parent is than the son. So if she's like, in her 40s or maybe even like older and in their 50s, because they're white people probably, there's an element of like she's ingrained in this, type of thinking of like, oh, men are supposed to be able to do all this stuff, and there is a generation, like if you can't rotate a PDF, you put up with this bullshit, like that kind of thing, like the same age bracket.
Missy?
I think that she should stand up. That it's already gone so far where she's like, it's fine, and then the guy's he's opening a strip club in your basement. Like he invited people over to have a party with a stripper there in your house.
Missy, thoughts on what Mike just said? Because you did not look like you were agreeing.
Couple of thoughts. I would say
First of all,
that
how dare you?
no, no. I would say that if there's this, so I think that the way things that happen in relationships speak volumes as to the relationship itself. So if she has been sitting on the fact that she sounds annoyed that he's going to the strip clubs, but she's justified it because he wants to, blow off some steam because of his job or whatever. That could have been something that started 5, 10, 15 years ago, not when they were dating, not when they first got married, not when they had their kid. Like, it could have happened a long time. Like, that could have been something that he just rolled out as a new norm in the relationship, and then that she had to shit her, piss her, get off the pan, or whatever the fucking saying is.
The saying is.
I feel like the fact that this turned into such, he was so insulted that she was mad or upset that he brought people over, that he did this with the stripper or whatever in their house, and she felt disrespected. I feel like it speaks volumes on the guy that instead of him going, you know what, I'm sorry, I disrespected our house and the fact that there's a fucking pandemic. I apologize, and just kind of yes dear his way out of it, but instead chose to like storm off. I feel like there are bigger issues here.
And also saying that I was just bonding with my son. Clearly not. Like
bullshit. And I'll say this much is that when it comes to cheating, I think it is subjective. And I think that it's a cop-out for, like, I want to believe that two people in a relationship can feel and connect to what the other person is saying. So, like, if you are with somebody, and I'm not saying that this is the standard, but I'm saying, like, he has to know that it bothers her that he goes off to strip clubs and he has such a affection for this hobby of his. So, like, why are you doing things to piss off your wife if you know it's upsetting her? Like, what's going on there? I don't understand, because you can't, technically, she said I could. Yeah, but like, because you're a fucking person with a brain, you know that it's upsetting the person. So why do you keep doing it?
Here's my 2 cents.
Triggered.
And I think here's my official ruling. He's the asshole.
Yeah, of course.
But no, not of course, because everything of what you said about her, she should have stood up for herself, and all of that is true. However, I will say this. Even with all that taken into account, that she should have stood up for herself, that she should have not told him from the beginning, whenever this started, hey, I don't like this, all that's fine and dandy, and you're right, there's some points to that, valid points. But I will say he's the asshole for this reason. If he wasn't the asshole, and if he didn't think he did anything wrong, then why would he lie about it? Why would he have not instantly said, hey, the fucking
omission is a lie.
Yeah, no, it's not even omission. He lied. That wasn't omission. She asked him, it smelled like alcohol down there. Like, yeah, we just had a couple of drinks when me and the kid had a couple of drinks. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
Because there were friends, because there was a stripper there. When he said all we did was have a couple of drinks and what did he say, what movie or whatever the fuck it was. But that's a lie. It's not omission. It's like, hey, there was a stripper here.
Yeah, straight up lie.
There was a stripper here, and there was multiple people here, and there were friends here. And the fact that there was a stripper, if you would have said, oh, I had a couple guys over, we just had some drinking games or whatever the fuck, that would have been omission. But he flat out lied. He said, no, we just had a couple of drinks, me and the kid. That's a lie. It wasn't just when the kid.
This frontline essential worker who's doing her part to fight COVID, working an overnight shift at the hospital, and this man has the audacity. No, yeah, I mean it's just like there's so much, like, you can feel history here of the leading up to it, and then she has every right to kick him out.
Real quick, yeah, of course, yeah. I don't think anybody's upset about her kicking him out or him leaving. I don't think nobody's even questioning that. Like, yeah, no, you should.
Fuck you.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to a couple comments now. Vanessa says, yeah, this is some white people shit. Stephanie,
for the listener, she's not cursing. Neri added the cursing.
Stephanie Mayer Sr. said, this happened to me once. A guy I was dating got a stripper rented out for him for his 18th birthday by his dad.
Oof. I had a friend.
If you are a fan of What's Up, Bro, you know exactly who she's talking about.
I have a friend in high school whose dad owned one of the the hotels, the prostituta hotels.
Oh,
Main
the one with the
Street?
heart-shaped, fucking heart-shaped
Yeah,
tub?
yeah, one of those
Yeah,
on like
yeah.
8th Street and
On
60
8th Street,
something.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course.
There's like all of those.
So I hear. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he used to have that, and then like his dad would always tell him that if he wanted to, here's the thing. His dad owned the place, you know. He's like, hey, if you ever want to have a party or if you ever bring in a girl home or whatever, like he was always very forward about it, but it was like, you know, a prostitute, you know, like hourly, you know, hookup hotel. And but he was like, yeah, come here, I'll give you a room or whatever. And he did, like him and his girlfriend would go there all the time because they didn't want to go to his house and they couldn't go to her house because everybody lives with their parents. And they would go to like their dad's.
You're only 32, bro. Give him some time, Mike.
I mean,
give him some time, bro.
Yeah, that's what you do. You live in your parents' house until you get married.
Yolanda says she's not the asshole.
Yeah.
Vanessa agrees that she's not the asshole. Stephanie says this is what happens when you don't set boundaries, though. There's no line in the sand. Yeah. Tanya is chiming in. She's at the Eiffel Tower. God bless her. Yeah. She says she agrees with Yolanda too. Stephanie then says everyone's the asshole because sis, now your son has a skewed view of how men should treat women.
Absolutely. Probably has had one for a long time. Like you can feel there are other things.
He's mad at his mother for this.
Yeah.
That ship sailed a long time ago.
This is bad news.
Although kicking him out definitely shows a line has been crossed and the son will hopefully learn.
This feels like yeah, he wasn't bonding. This is Vanessa. He wasn't bonding with his son. He used his son as an excuse to party with it. That's the thing. He like you could tell that he had been more irritable than usual because he wasn't going to go to get a strip club, get a lap dance, see some titties, you know what? Like you're irritable because you can't go see a stranger's tits, you know, like
I love this story because this makes me an avid porn watcher feel like, oh, at least I'm not this guy.
Right.
Hey, I'm not. Hey, you could be worse. I could be fucking this guy who's irritable because I can't go to strip clubs.
if you establish boundaries, like Stephanie said, if you establish boundaries, like that's the thing. Like Missy, you were saying that this it could have happened. This could have been just something the guy did before he met her. Like if he was hiding this the whole time and then it came out later, it's different than like if you know what you got, like that whole if people show you who you are, who they are, believe them, you know, the first time.
Yes, absolutely. I think that there's you know those Lifetime movies or whatever that like the wife marries the guy and then like the second the honeymoon is over, he fucking flips the switch and you never see that guy again. Those scenarios are based on real life. Like that should happen. So he could have very easily held off this part of his personality, this need, this want or whatever for a very long time. And then waited until she was settled or waited until he tested the waters enough. And then kind of like slowly, gradually push the boundaries to where now it's a shit show. And I think that this scenario, this situation is a huge symptom of a way bigger fucking problem in the marriage. So I think that
can we just say for future reference, can we just say in general, again, a big generality here, but if you're going to the internet asking, am I the asshole? There are already symptoms of a bigger problem. Yeah. Like you're already going there. The fact that you're writing to the internet, be like, hey, am I wrong? Like, sis, there's a problem. Sir, there's a fucking bigger problem here. You're coming to the internet for help. That's a problem.
There's a running thing on Reddit that whenever there's like any relationship issues, Reddit tells the same three things: delete your Facebook, get a lawyer, get a divorce. That's literally the list of problems. Like that's like the standard template for response, where it's like delete your social media, get off Facebook, get a lawyer, and then break up or divorce or whatever you got to do. Because like if you're already at Reddit levels of asking for advice, like that's it. Like you know why you're here.
Just press the reset button, bro.
It's delete your social media, get a lawyer, and then divorce the person. Is that what you said?
Or break up, like it says.
Or break up, right?
It's usually break up, get a lawyer, delete Facebook. So it's like like break up, get like delete Facebook or social, like
Yeah,
the
social
whole
media.
thing of like don't put yourself in a
There are radio ads. I've heard radio ads on the radio, obviously on the radio, but I've had radio ads from lawyers saying if you're going through a divorce, two things, like they give advice, and it's like, one, don't move out of the house just because she asked you to. That's your house too.
right.
You have as much legal
In radio ads, like it's that
Yeah, that's
prevalent.
in radio ads, I'm telling you. And it says, and terrestrial radio, not even like XM radio. I'm talking about like the regular FM radio, where they said, don't leave your house just because she asked you to. That's your house too. And then it says, watch social media. Anything that your lawyer, anything that you write, her lawyer is she's watching, and her lawyer is too. It's like what? Like it's literally giving you fucking like, don't do this, and then hire an attorney or whatever the fuck. Let's get through some comments real quick. Yolanda may have the best gripe with this guy of all time. She says he didn't even invite her to the party.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Step one is, would you want, like, if you have a partner, would you want them there when you're doing the thing? If you can't do it in front of them, don't do it.
Yeah, Vanessa agrees. She said he waited for her to get to be at work, and then Stephanie was like her own son's 21st birthday.
No, ouch.
Like, you can't even get that birthday back, bro. Like, that's a special occasion, right? That's a big milestone.
That's weird.
Herberto says, "Honey, I brought a stripper for my son's birthday. I brought people over. It's not that hard to say. You get over it. You will get over it with it sooner." He is the asshole for lying. I agree.
Yeah, the lie is the indicator.
Yeah. And Stephanie says it's simple. He left the house to escape the consequences of his own actions. Innocent people don't do that.
Innocent people don't get mad. Innocent people don't get mad.
And Vanessa says, yes, Reddit advice is my favorite. My boyfriend sneezed. Reddit says, leave him. Stephanie says, Vanessa, every family thing is an instant go to contact.
Go no contact, where they're like cut them off, like don't talk to anybody. Just come to Reddit. We will tell you what to do.
Radio ads and old man station. Yeah, I know. I like the fact that my wife is clearly commenting under my own comedy profile.
Whoopsie.
This is what happens when she I may be an old man for listening to radio ads, but she's an old woman for not knowing how to fucking correctly comment on a profile that's not hers.
That's so funny. And it also shows how much you trust each other, that you could just log into your accounts.
Oh, she's an admin on my comedy page.
Yeah, like she could just see all your
no qualms, brother.
I've never had a problem with like anybody looking at my phone. I'm like, yeah, here, whatever.
We put our phones up we share the screen on our TV. We're like, oh, look at this. And whatever, like, oh, look at this funny meme or funny video. Wow. And we send it to the TV, and we don't. Yeah, man. That's it.
If you're not guilty, you don't have anything to hide. So
or if you just really good at deleting shit, you don't have to worry about it, bro.
Yeah. If you're good at getting rid of the paper trail.
Why can't I just be nice? Why can't I just keep it nice, Missy? I'm an asshole, right?
I will say on the other side.
I will never go to Reddit and be like, "Am I the asshole? My friend said this." I know.
On the flip side of that, like, you know, like for you to see what you're up against. If you're a guilty conscience needs no provocation. I can't tell you how many shitbag people I worked with, these dudes that would start accusing their girl of cheating on them. Bro, I think she's cheating. And I'm like, you're cheating on her. You know, you're like, you hooked up with a random girl at this place. And she's like, yeah, I think my girl's cheating on me. How is she your girl still?
There was one time where I was working with somebody. There was one time where I was working with somebody in a cruise ship, and then they had a significant other back on land, and I said, we knew what he was doing. He was fucking clearly cheating on his significant other, and I said, and this is the funniest thing. We were like, hey, what do you think, your girl cheats on you? And he said, I hope so, because if not, that would make the guilt so much easier. Like he felt like he was like, I hope. He's like, whew, that like just fucking evens out, and we all laughed, but in my head I was like, there's a bigger issue going on.
Yeah, it's like,
you should talk to somebody about that.
Yeah, you need to speak to a professional.
Yeah.
Here's where you got to go. Reddit.com. Yeah, I genuinely feel like
oh!
For the podcast listener, Stephanie Mayer Sr. Also, fun fact: the stripper story was a different boyfriend. I really liked Trash. Apparently, shrug.
Oh, that's it. Thank
That's
you for
funny.
listening.
All right, man. Thank you guys for checking out the
Yeah,
What's
we
Up Bro
can't
podcast.
compete with that.
Next episode, we are all dressing in Spartan attire because it will be our 300th episode.
And then I'm gonna kick Nary into a big hole.
So thank you guys for checking us out. What's Up Bro podcast. Check us out if you're on the audio podcast. Check us out. Check out the video version on YouTube or Facebook. Go to the Facebook page, either my comedy Facebook, which is Nary Science Comedy, or go to WuBro Pod, WuBropod. You can find all those links on my personal Instagram page or on my website, whatwashisname.com. Check out Mike Mercadal's what?
All my stuff is there.
Yeah, at Mike Mercadal. He's pointing at
all my stuff is there.
He's pointing at his at. Where there it is.
It's there.
So make sure you check that. Missy, you got to do it too. You got to go to that at the same time.
So we can point to our
There.
social medias. This is a purely visual bit
Yeah.
for the podcast listener to encourage the podcast listener to come watch us point at our names.
Is this gonna be the clip? This is gonna
Yes,
be
this
the
could
clip.
be-
Isn't it?
This is gonna be the clip. So guys, make sure you guys check us out. Check out Mike's other podcasts. He has a bunch of them. Check out All the Cubanity. And check out Mike Contextualizes the Universe, where he talks about all the Marvel movies. And I promise you, Neri Contextualizes, Mike Contextualizing the Universe will be a thing. I promise you. It won't be a whole series, but I'm gonna do one episode where I'm just gonna fucking and just be like, this is what I thought about
I'll
it.
say this now. I want you to come on for Endgame.
Oh, that's great. I'm in. I'm down. And check that out. What else? Before we leave, I want to go ahead and just put all the other comments. Missy has to wash her hair that day. And Marco says, love you guys. Take time here and keep coming. I love you, Eddie. Thank you for coming back. Yolanda says, thank you so much. Guys, audio version. Check out the video podcast. And thank you very much for checking us out. That's how winning is done. Missy's writing. MissyWrites.com.
Yes.
And her Instagram is Missy the Writer. So make sure you guys
You can't see it, guys that are listening, but we're pointing again.
You're missing out, podcast listeners. Use all your senses. Don't limit yourself to just the hearing.
Go to the Geek Bro Network at geekbro.net. Check out the other podcasts on the Geek Bro Network, including Pero Let Me Tell You, Chow Like a Best with Mike Valdez, the Mount Geekmore podcast, and what was it? Something with Ellie, a dose of Ellie. So make sure you guys check out. So check that out. I hope she doesn't hear this one, but maybe she will. Love you guys. Thank you very much. And that's how winning is done.
Something with Ellie.
You're still live.
Can't you write this
It's
shit
alive.
and post
It's alive.
it?